This guy's morning routine video on Twitter got over 800 million views. Why is this? And a lot of people are criticizing his morning routine, saying it's fake, it's a bunch of BS. We're here to get to the bottom of it. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out the lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. But you got to be strong to conquer anything. That's why I love grass-fed beef liver by Ancestral Supplements. The most easy, convenient way to get nature's multivitamin. Grass-fed beef liver packed with nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, you won't find anywhere else. With that said, time to get your grass-fed liver on. Get it at ancestralsupplements.com/JPReacts, and for 15% off, use discount code JPReacts. So this morning routine guy, taking the internet by storm. People are loving his video. People are mocking his video. People are hating his video. People are doing parodies of his videos. So first off, good on him. He's doing something right. And this guy, his name is Ashton Hall. You can see him here on Instagram. Apparently he doesn't even have a Twitter, but his videos posted to Twitter, got over 800 million views there. Tons of views on Instagram as well. So he's a fitness influencer posting his morning routine video. I have some criticisms of his morning routine. We'll take a look at it together, and at the end I'll give you a little bit more on this guy. And there's also a huge question. Is this guy on steroids? We'll get that question answered for you too. And I'll also give you my overall thoughts on morning routines and how they actually can be complete BS. We'll get to that. But first, let's take a look at the super viral video. And you'll see the timestamps on there. It starts at 3:52. That is not a good morning routine. That's you're up in the middle of the night routine, screwing up your circadian rhythms. It sure as hell looks impressive. You're a hustler when you post the timestamp on the internet. And you'll also see he's got mouth tape on a bunch of this. Apparently maybe he doesn't like to talk. Maybe he just annoys himself. He's like, I don't want to listen to myself anymore. I'm going to take my mouth shut. He has single-handedly made blue glass water bottles famous. So we're 10 minutes into it. So presumably he did a bunch of push-ups. I doubt he's out in, I think he lives in Miami, downtown Miami, getting fresh air from the polluted city. So presumably he's doing push-ups the whole time. I don't even think he read that book.
So we're going to be serious about the Lord's business.
So we're an hour into it now, listening to some kind of gospel. Preaches Jesus. That's kind of cool when you look at his other social media. The face in ice is probably one of the more viral aspects of it that people are mimicking. You know about cold plunging. I do cold plunging. I love cold plunging. And apparently you can get a lot of the similar physiological benefits from just dunking a part of your body into ice water. It also gives you a face tightening effect if it's just your face. Does this a couple times in his 4.5-hour morning routine. Got his underwear on. Got to make sure the camera's set up. That's the important part of the morning. Why does it take 4.5 hours? Because I got to set the camera up all the time. So morning routine would be a lot faster without all this camera setup. I guess those are, I don't know what those are. They're not even socks, but he sure put them on. Took basically 4 minutes to put his shoes on. He wears a purse, throwing some of the heteros for a loop. Probably just dove into the shallow end. Yeah, fractured cervical spine is part of the morning routine. Hot tub, Zamboni. Shower. He's got nothing done. It's just all like no work. And he's 8:35. He started at 3:52. So he's almost, he's almost 5 hours into this. Banana.
So looking at it, bro, we gotta go ahead
Why? His suit would be wet.
and get in at least 10,000.
Okay, so 9:15, presumably he's doing work there. So he's 5.5 hours into it, started doing a little work. This. I want you to serve me breakfast and make scraping sounds with a spatula. I want some stone-like plates. I want a metal spatula. We're not using spatula. I want you to put the toast on the spatula, then scrape it onto the plate. That's what I want you to do. Then I want you to come serve it to me on my computer. I'm going to get some avocado toast on the keyboard. I'm doing avocado toast because I stand with the LGBTQ community. Another blue bottle of water. So that's the morning routine. Almost a 6-hour morning routine. Why has this gone viral? I think the key, there's several reasons. By the way, all of them well-deserved. Hats off to this guy, Ashton Hall. He deserves these views. It's a great video for various reasons, some of them very mockable, but hats off to him. Here's the primary reason why it went viral. He is a super jacked, good-looking dude. And I think that's 80% of it. And then the other 20% is he's doing interesting stuff. Not necessarily like, hey, I want to sit down and watch a guy dunk his face in a bowl of ice water. I want to watch that for 5 hours. But it's a fast-moving, quick clips, dunking his face in ice water. What's that about? And then you notice the sound. It's a very well-done video. Taking his mouth tape off, you hear that. You hear the scrape of his keys coming off the shelf. You hear the avocado toast on the plate. It's all attention-grabbing things. So I think 80% of it, he's a super jacked, super good-looking guy. Men and women, hetero or in homo, want to watch that. It's just very attention-grabbing. 20% of it is he's doing interesting stuff. And then with all that, there's certainly a key of inspiration. This is very much a self-improvement track. Hey, we'll get back to the video in just a second, but first, a lot of people are confused and frustrated, wondering, how does health insurance really work? Step one, you pay a lot of money in a monthly premium, and the amount that you pay per month is based on the expected healthcare needs of the sickest, most diseased population on Earth. Step two, you get sick or injured, need to go to the hospital, doctor, have massive medical bills pile up. Step three, you submit your claim to your trustworthy insurance company. Step four, they deny your claim. And yes, you paid your monthly premium so you could have the service of health insurance, but that's just paperwork. So they deny your claim. That we're just doing business here, people. Then after many hours of frustrating phone calls with customer service from the insurance company that does not care, we come to step number 5. You may or may not have your claims covered. That's how health insurance works. But if you're looking for something different, look at Crowd Health. It's a member-funded community that covers your medical bills when you're in need for a low monthly fee. And unlike the insurance industry that really looks out for the health of the insurance companies, Crowd Health looks out for your health. Get started today for just $99 per month for your first 3 months using promo code JPReacts at joincrowdhealth.com/JPReacts. Luckily, Crowd Health is not insurance. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com/JPReacts. Now back to the video. Here's what I think is BS about it. First of all, it's staged. Was that actually the morning? Was it 3:52? I highly doubt it. I mean, if he's filming a video, there's got to be camera set up. This guy, I think he's probably making a lot of money when you look at his follower accounts. He's selling online fitness coaching, probably has a camera person right there doing the thing. So that part may or may not be BS, but I'll tell you what's BS about it. Couple things. First of all, a 6-hour morning routine. That's a little too long. Like, do you realize if he got up at a normal time, say 7 a.m., it's no longer a morning routine. He's going until 1 p.m., maybe 1:30 p.m. That's a little long for a morning routine. Forgot who said it, but optimizing for productivity is not being productive. You can spend, what are we going to do, 18 hours a day to optimize, be at my peak for work. So some of this is probably intended to be health, and some of it is probably intended to be, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a hustler, so I got to optimize myself. All right, 6 hours. You're no longer optimizing. You're taking it a little far. The other part about this that's BS, for some people, it could be realistic to do this. If you're single, you have no kids, you don't have that much work to do during the day, you can take a 6-hour little break in your morning for a routine. But if you have kids, especially, if you have a spouse, if you have kids, you have your partner, this is not realistic. I forgot who posted it, but it was a great kernel of truth that people need to consider. You look at podcasters who are really famous for helping people optimize their lives. And by the way, these podcasters, I love them. I mentioned Tim Ferriss, Chris Williamson, Andrew Huberman. You get great info from them. Now, these are men largely teaching other men how to optimize their lives, their days, and you get great information from them. But someone recently pointed out, none of these three men, who are all over 35, if not in their 40s or 50s, these three men that are teaching other men how to optimize their lives, none of them have kids. And if you have kids, you're a man, you're a woman, you realize listening to someone talk about how to optimize your day when they don't have kids, not accounting for kids, it's basically completely irrelevant to you. So me having a son, if I have more than a 10-minute morning routine, it's unrealistic, nor do I want it. Here's why. Because if I take an hour, let alone 6 hours to optimize my day, I am being selfish. I am ignoring my child. I am being a bad dad. How I love to start my day is being a good dad, showering my son with love, making him breakfast, playing with him. So I know compared to when I had no kids, I had a morning routine, very structured, stretching, red light, cold plunging, meditating. I would do some other crap in there too. And that actually worked for me. But now I look at that and I'm like, that's actually de-optimizing relative to my values. I value my family, my son more than anything else. So I need to be there for him. So I think those of us with kids, we see an inspiring morning routine, or you listen to these podcasters that I love, you got to take it with a big grain of salt and realize you optimizing your day because you have kids and they should be a priority is very different from someone who doesn't have kids, and therefore I guarantee they don't understand the full responsibility that comes with not only having kids, but being a good parent. So now I have to squeeze things in. Like for an example, maybe in the back, you can see my red light panel. No longer do I have 20 minutes in the morning to start off just sitting in front of my red light panel. So I have it in my workspace while I'm writing a script on my computer. I'll have red light on me. So I find ways to take care of myself, but I have to do it way more time efficient. And a lot of it is sprinkled in throughout the day, not just in the morning. But nonetheless, Ashton Hall, hell of a video. How about this guy? You find him on Instagram, Ashton Hall Official, 9.5 million followers. He is jacked, and you see, I don't know if he's really just trying to leverage this a hell of a lot, but now he's doing a lot of morning routine stuff. He's even doing parodies of himself, which is probably really smart. Now, one thing you don't hear about his morning routine is, when do you inject testosterone? Because if you look at the guy, I don't think there's much chance that he's not on testosterone. Now, I say that with all love. I think a lot of people will have their health enhanced through testosterone optimization. Maybe sometime soon I'll make a full video on that. I'm on testosterone, have been for 5 years. I think it's a great thing. I don't think we need our levels as high as can be. No, that's unhealthy. But a lot of us have low levels, and even normal is low. Optimal is ideal. So I'm not even talking about this guy with testosterone in a negative sense, though he does look like he's on higher levels of it than what would be getting his testosterone into an optimal range. But if someone's a fitness influencer, they're using their body to get attention, great. But then if they're selling programs like this guy is, and they're on testosterone or anything else, that needs to be disclosed. Like I'll tell you right now, I use testosterone. I use low doses and it works for me. And I never try to hide that. But this guy, if you just look at this video, if he is not on testosterone, he has absolutely mutant genetics. Is that possible? Yes. Is it probable? Is it likely? I would say no. And I did a little digging as the investigative journalist I am. And on his YouTube channel, there's actually a Q&A session where he addresses the question, are you natural or not? Take a look at his answer where he does not answer the question.
Yeah, like, if I was on juice, bro, I would be super shredded. I would be like way bigger than what I am. I'm 5'10", 205, 210 pounds. So yeah, I already know this is going to get some hate. I always push, my natty card, not to flex on the people who are taking steroids. I know I'm no better than them.
So a couple things with that. One, he said if he was on steroids, he would be shredded. If you look at this picture alone, some would say he is shredded. And he'd say, I'd be way bigger than I am. Well, you're way bigger than 99.999% of humans. Obviously, he works out. All the power to him. And I don't even criticize someone if they're on testosterone. I am under the guidance of a supervised medical professional because they're out to optimize their testosterone levels. We're not talking Gold's Gym, bodybuilder. You're now like hurting your longevity through over hormonal enhancement. The only thing I would criticize is if someone deceives their audience. The other thing, fact, you are shredded. The other thing is he doesn't outright deny being on testosterone or taking steroids. Testosterone is a natural hormone to your body. Steroids are unnatural chemicals to your body. He doesn't deny, he implies he's not. Dude, if I was on steroids, I would be shredded. Well, check, you are. I would be way bigger than I am. It's like, well, you're already way bigger than other people. So he implies he's not. It's like, I push my natty card. So it does catch my attention. He doesn't outright say, no, I'm not on anything. He implies he's not. And him being a Christian, I mean, you look at his Instagram bio, for his glory, you can reinvent your life in 1 year. Well, so for his glory, that's a tribute to Jesus. Maybe part of him feels okay lying a little bit. I'll imply I'm not on anything, but I can't just say no. I can't outright lie. I can just beat around the bush lie. I don't know. To the eyeball test, I'm guessing most guys who know what they're talking about will look at this morning routine guy, Ashton, and say, he really looks like he's on some juice. And by the way, if he is just a mutant anomaly, then people suspecting he's on steroids, that's a compliment to him. So I can't say for sure he is. I haven't taken his urine sample and I don't plan on it, but I can say eyeball test sure as hell looks like he is. So with that said, that's the mega viral sensation of a 800 million viewed morning routine video by Ashton Hall. And of course, his morning routine is BS for most people who are living their lives, working, having a spouse, having a boyfriend, girlfriend, having children. Yet it certainly got a lot of attention, and it deserves a lot of attention because he's a super jacked, good-looking guy doing interesting things. Let me know what you thought of this morning routine in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, put your face in a bowl of ice water.